All right, well, it's been about 13 days now, Tuesday before last. It's been 13 days since my accident. And I suppose that physically, I'm either coming along at the rate I should be, or in my mind, I'm probably ahead of the rate I should be. And I've really been working on the range of motion, been keeping my exercise up. And the range of motion, it's good. The pain level is, well, it's not subsiding as quickly as I would like, but it's definitely in the manageable category. But, I'm most impressed with the range of motion. I can, I can at least get it up to, 90 degrees. I'm able to extend at the elbow a good 90 degrees now. Probably not much higher than that. But really, there was a point just a week ago, 6 or 7 days ago, that I couldn't get my arm out enough to put on antiperspirant when I got out of the shower. So this is definitely good headway. Physically, coming along good. Pain is still there. It's ever present, but it's certainly manageable. Certainly manageable. What is getting me, what I'm having a hard time with, is the mental aspect of this thing. And I didn't talk about the mental thing a week and a half, 2 weeks ago when it happened, because I really didn't realize, I wasn't in it long enough. It was new, it was fresh. I knew obviously there was going to be some physical constraints on my life. You break a bone, that goes without saying. I don't care if it's your pinky or your back. You break any kind of bone in your body, there's certainly going to be a level of physical constraint that constraint that you have to deal with. And I'm dealing. I thought I'd be able to deal with that fine. It turned out I'm not dealing with it so fine. This injury has robbed me, at least temporarily, of the one thing that I absolutely love doing the most. Anybody who knows me, you follow the pictures I post, or if we're friends and we've talked about it in the past, there's nothing I would rather do than ride my bicycle by the sea. I post pictures of it all the time, doing what I love, where I love to do it. And that's not just a clever little saying. It actually is true. Riding my bicycle by the ocean, doing what I love, where I love to do it. I love it so much that I've managed to actually set up a life that will allow me to do it 7 days a week. I've rearranged certain things in my life, made sacrifices that I can, if I want to, get out of bed every single day while the sun is shining, 7 days a week, get on my bike and ride it down to the ocean. And if you follow me, I probably do that 5-6 days, if not all 7 days of the week. It's not lip service. It is what I love more than anything. And now, for 14 days, 13 days, I should say, I haven't been able to do it. I can go out and ride my bike a little bit. I can get in my car and drive down to the beach. I can accomplish both tasks, but what I can't do is do the two together. Get on my bike and ride to the ocean. It's just the arm, as good as it's getting, it's not quite there yet. It's not prudent for me to do it. It's certainly not something I'm going to do at least for another week. At least. It's certainly going to be at least another week before I try a ride that far. And mentally, it's beginning to take a toll on me. It's easy to be positive and upbeat and inspirational, motivational, although I don't like to say that word. I'm not a big fan of motivation. But certainly inspirational. It's easy to be that way when everything's going well, I've found. But right now, everything's not going well. It's not going well at all. Mentally, this injury, physically, I'm recovering. Like I said, I should say, I submit that I'm probably ahead of schedule on my recovery. I'm happy with that. The pain is there, but it's manageable. I'm happy with that. But mentally, this thing has really got me I'm in a quagmire. I feel like I'm just buried in the muck right now. Not being able to do what I love to do the most it's putting my will to the test. Let's put it that way. It's certainly testing me. You know, and the first couple of weeks, I've really been looking at this thing like it's something that's happening to me. You know, hey, this is happening to me, and excuse me. You know, so I'm trying to take a little bit different approach. You know, you're certainly going to react less favorably, more poorly, however you'd say it. You're going to react poorly if you believe something is happening to you. And that's what I believe this injury was, something that's been done to me. It's been happening to me. So, I've still got just a bit of a cold hanging on. It's probably been there, well, longer than the accident. I had it a couple weeks ago. It's tapering off, but unfortunately there is still the occasional cough or sneeze, and neither one of those do this any favors whatsoever. I don't know, a sneeze and a cough is a very violent act for the body. It causes every muscle in your body to contract, and that's not good. It hurts. So excuse me if I, you know, kind of cough and wince every once in a while. It just is. It's the way it is right now. It's the hand I've been dealt, so to speak. But as I was saying, I was looking at this as something that's been happening to me. Nothing's going to change mentally for me as long as I look at this as something that's happening to me, because if it's happening to you, that means you're a victim of it. It means you have no control. You have no control. And that's, I imagine, everything in life. And somebody's treating me this way, they're talking to me this way, this happened to me, this is happening to me, this is happening to me. If you keep that up, it really does. You really are assigning yourself victim status. And the funny thing about victim status is once you got it, which is where I'm kind of at right now, I have assigned myself victim status. The stars have aligned and done this to me. I'm a victim of it. Yeah, I've done that, but added to which indignity, once you've become a victim, it's easy to start wallowing in it. Oh, woe is me. And I'm finding myself crossing that threshold from assigning myself victim status to beginning to wallow in it. And I can't allow that. That's not me. It's not who I am. It's not what I say. It's not what I say to myself. Sometimes I say it to myself, but I try to get rid of it. But it's certainly not what I say to you. Number one, don't assign yourself victim status, which I've done. Number two, certainly don't wallow in it, which I'm beginning to do. Okay, so that shit ends today. Okay? The only thing on God's green earth I want is to go get on my bike and ride. And in my mind, up until this precise moment talking to you, the fact that I can't do that means I'm a victim. So how do I approach that? What do I do about that? You know, I've always been there before to give you advice on it, but I was doing fine when I gave you advice on how to handle it. It was very easy. It was very easy to tell you what you should do. Unfortunately, now I'm there. I'm in the same predicament. I've assigned myself victim status. I'm beginning to wallow in it. It's a little more serious now. I'm not just talking to you. Now it's happening to me. All right? And I got to figure out something. And I need to make some progress. Even if it's just barely measurable progress, I need to make some progress. So, wait, I got a quote. I wrote this down. Usually a lot of the quotes I've committed to memory, but this is kind of new to me. If it's not new to me, it's been reintroduced to me. It looks like, on this piece of paper here, it looks like I might have wrote this down a long time ago, but for whatever reason, I didn't commit it to memory, and I don't think I gave it the credence or excuse me, I should say the credit that it deserved. But I've found it today, and I'm going to read it. It's a quote by a man named Henry Miller. I haven't actually got online yet and researched who Henry Miller is. I probably will. That's just in my nature. But I just found this. It was just sitting under my calculator. I just found it, and I read it, and it's brought on a little change for me. And it's amazing how quickly a shift can happen like that. 10 minutes ago, I had decided I was just going to stay inside, let this day pass just as the last few days have passed, without really accomplishing anything. You haven't heard much from me for 2 days, from me, I should say, in the past 2 or 3 days. And that's why. Because I was in the same boat that I'm always preaching to you not to get into. And I was embarrassed. I didn't want to post. I didn't want to put any content on the internet when it was clear that I was in the same boat that I preached to other people about not getting into and or how to get out of. And I read this. I found this. So now I decided it really is best to just come clean and let you know I was there. I'm there now. But I tell you what, I'm about to get out of there right now. As soon as I turn this video off. It's amazing. It's amazing. I tell you guys all the time, stay open to all things. You never know to all experiences. Stay open to all experiences. You never know what's going to turn it on. What quote, what book, what movie, what song, what talk, what interaction. Well, this was hiding under a calculator for me. And this is the way the quote goes. Whatever there be of progress in life comes not through adaptation, but through daring, through obeying the blind urge. I should say the blind urge. Whatever there be of progress in life comes not through adaptation, but through daring, through obeying the blind urge. Well, that's my urge. It's always been my urge. It's been my urge as long as I can remember. Get out. Get out and do something. Get off your couch, turn off the TV, put down the book, the magazine, the television, the social media, the computer, the phone, whatever it is. Put it down and go outside and do something. And I haven't for 2 days. I've just been sitting here again, just wallowing in this injury. Because I can't do what I want to do, I decided it's best not to do anything. And I knew that. I've known that the past 2 days. I've preached it to you. I've preached it to others. I say it to myself when times are good. Very easy to give yourself positive self-talk when you're feeling good. Excuse me. But for 2 days, I haven't. That's why you haven't heard anything from me. You haven't seen anything from me. I've been actively doing what I tell you all not to do. Shit happens. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I fell into it. I assigned myself victim status. I fell into it. I started wallowing. And then I came across this. And this is what turned it on. And this may not last. It doesn't, you know? This inspiration to get up and get out may not last. It could be temporary. But, you know, I'll be honest with you. Excuse me. Showers don't last either. You need to do it every day. Maybe I need to find some more inspiration tomorrow. You know, maybe I'll have to find inspiration 3 days later. Maybe this will only last for a few days. Whatever it is, this was the moment that turned it on for me today. One scrap piece of paper that I found sitting under my calculator on my table. I didn't even realize it was there. I read it. I feel good. It's time to get up and go out. So that's where I'm at. Guys, that's the quote that turned it on for me today. I don't know how I found it. I don't know why I found it, but I found it. I'm taking it in. I'm using it. I'm passing it on to you. Maybe you will find something there. Maybe there's something in that for you. If you want to make progress, it's not by adapting to what's happening to you. It's through daring to go beyond it, obeying the urge to go forward. So, this is what I'm doing. It's not what I want to do. Not by a damn sight. But it's what I'm going to do. Because it's what I can do. Right now, I've developed a level of self-awareness, and I'm able to make the distinction between what I can do and what I can't do. Well, I can't do what I want to do, but I can do this. And I'm going to go out and do this, and I'm going to do it the best I can. So, that's where I'm at. I don't know if that's going to help you. It might help you. It helped me. One little scrap piece of paper just turned an entire day around on its nose. It's amazing where inspiration can come from, and keeping yourself open to it. You know, I read that piece of paper. I had a moment. I'm going to turn this off. In fact, I'm going to turn it off in the next 10 seconds or so, and I'm going to go out and make the most of that moment. So, I'll report back, let you know how things are going. I hope everybody's having a good day. I haven't really talked to anybody for a couple days, but I'm back. Feeling a little bit better. So, off I go.